Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Duda Rock Albert.
Still Got Game is brought to you by GoDaddy. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 290. Still Got Game's official podcast of ToolToPlay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert. What's going on?
Not much. Took the last week off for Labor Day. It was relaxing.
It was. I did nothing on a Monday. It was the first time. I've been working so hard at my current job that Monday was a much needed break of doing nothing but sitting and drinking.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what long weekends are all about.
Exactly.
Yeah, take advantage of the extra day.
Did you do anything? Did you do anything special, or did you do the same?
We did cookout at my parents' house on Sunday, and then Monday was just like the relax and have a good time day, and just ease into it. But nothing extra special.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds about what I did.
Yeah, just drink, have fun, have a good time, and don't do work or vidcast.
Right.
Yeah, all zero work. Basically, that's what it boils down to. But I guess on that one, we'll just hop right in the show proper tonight. Sorry we got off the late start. We do not have our number one producer, Hitman, here tonight. So that's why, as you can see behind me, no green screen. And we're just very limited lower thirds and visuals on the screen tonight. This is definitely not our usual highbrow show, as it won't be that way next week either. We're missing Hit for 2 weeks, and then he'll be back, and everything will be good and beautiful and delicious.
Well, and the good part, too, is since we've never done this without Hit in this production level, started late mostly because we had to put everything together. So I'm hoping that, even though he won't be here next week, it won't be as bad.
No, we'll be on time at our new earlier time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we don't need Hit anymore. Fuck Hit. He's not here.
No, we need him. we fucking need him. We need him. This is.
I need him. I need him desperately anyway, just because I don't want to do all this crap.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff to keep track of.
I know. You can barely keep track of your own name.
I need like a fourth monitor. I need like 8 monitors. I need statistics. I need a bunch of shit.
We need better PCs.
Yeah, we do. I gotta maybe that'll be my purchase very, very soon. Is finally getting a new PC. We'll see.
Yeah, mine's starting to old in the teeth too, so it'll definitely be in the short term. But I guess on that, Jay, why don't we just jump into feedback from last week's show? Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Dead Jello C comments. Just watched the show. Nice job. I went to iTunes to rate it as I was told and could not get my rating to post. So maybe the other lazy fucks are having the same problems. Maybe they are not lazy. Maybe it's the piece of shit iTunes is where there's not more ratings. LOL, smiley, in jest comment, but I'm just saying. So has anybody else out there run into this problem of not being able to give us our 5 stars and our delicious comments on iTunes?
I'm wondering if that's the case. Like this whole time we've been yelling at people and they've actually been going there in droves. There's like 45,000 awaiting comments that just haven't gone through, and Apple's just totally screwing us. Maybe.
Yeah,
I like to think that's the case. I don't know.
I would like to think we would have a lot more had it not been for this glitch that's affecting 90% of our viewership.
Right, exactly.
But I'll test it later tonight. I'll go give myself an awesome review.
There you go.
Yeah, might as well. And you should too.
Why not?
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks for the update. We did not know that. And if there is a problem and I cannot give myself a 5-star review, I will definitely complain to iTunes. All right. Very good driver comments. Now, this is a long one, so bear with me. Some of this we're just going to steamroll through. Some we're actually going to deal with. Great show. I do have a couple of topics I was hoping could be discussed in next week's podcast. 1, how to follow Tool to players on Twitch. I really enjoy Twitch. However, I'd prefer to follow gamers from our website. Lots of babies are out there streaming.
I guess we could get to that in a little bit when we talk about site-related stuff, because we have some news with Twitch.
Yeah,
Most people who are here can see it, but we'll
cover that in site-related news.
Yeah,
very brief. All right, number 2. In racing games, if you live across the pond, do you drive on the left? In games where there are left and right side of the road? Or are all racing games the same and the Brits have to learn our way of driving? I do not know.
That is a brilliant question.
Yeah. And I'm sure that this probably won't be answered live in chat here due to the time difference, but this will probably be answered in comments on the show on the Tool to Play homepage.
Yeah, because we have a lot of overseas of drivers for like Forza and all that stuff. So
I would say like 90% of our overseas members are all driving people.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not sure why that is, but one of them will definitely clear this up, and that will be covered in the comments in this episode's post on the Tool to Play homepage.
Oh, sure.
I can almost guarantee it. If no one else, Kieran Orion could probably settle that once and for all, because he's from over there. That's why he has a weird name like Kieran. It looks like Siren, but it's
not.
It's Kieran.
Yep.
We've learned this. We've been spanked multiple times. All right, number 3. Does Dude I Rock remember the podcast?
What does that mean, by the way?
I don't even know.
I saw this question. And I was like, do I remember which podcast? I'm wondering if the reference is based on the old podcast, the one that originally started, or if they're talking about a podcast that has nothing to do with our current podcast. This is very confusing.
That's what, I thought maybe it had to do with Thick and Thin with LB and Duty.
Oh, maybe.
I just don't know. This number 3 part of this question was mind-boggling to me, but I left it in only because it would stir this exact controversy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. If you're talking about this podcast, I do remember. I know that it's every Monday, and I'm on it every Monday. So yeah, I do.
Maybe it has to do with you not remembering the start time.
That might be true.
That could be. That's probably the most probable of things.
Yeah, that's which I thought would have gotten better since I moved out west, because we just have the West Coast and the East Coast time zone things that we've been saying since the beginning of time. It still doesn't help me though. So.
No, you're just like, fuck it. I'm going to stop on my way home and smoke some crack and then eat some dinner, and then I'll go home and do
crack. Yeah.
All right, and last but not least, part 4 of this feedback. Can D-Smooth quote the entire drinking game rules in less than 2 minutes at the beginning of the next podcast? No, I cannot. They're long. But if any of you want to join in the drinking game tonight, you can go to tooltoplay.com/drinking game, and there are rules there. They will have to be slightly massaged because they were written in the Code Monkey days of the show, and we haven't really gone back to them to revise them. I think it's at revision 1.5 at this point. They were actually submitted by my brother, OTG Gamer, who was a big fan of the show. And he actually came up with this elaborate drinking game based on crazy shit that happened. And I'm sure that it could use a little update. So I'll put this on anybody. This is not his living game. So if anybody out there wants to go to toolplay.com/drinking game and make some slight modifications and email it to us, podcast@toolplay.com, with kind of changes that make more sense for the current Still Got Game version of the show with me and Jay, we'd love to have that. And if you do that, I'll hook you up with a code for Orcs Must Die Unchained.
There you go. Free stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of Orcs Must Die Unchained, before we continue on in the feedback here, I'm going to throw a code for Orcs Must Die Unchained into our chat right now.
Free games.
Yep. So anybody that's out there that wants this, it is coming right now. And what you do is you go to orcsmustdie.com, you create an account, and then under your account, you're going to see a little thing that says redeem code. And once you redeem it, boom, you are in, and you will have Orcs Must Die Unchained, which is their part MOBA, part tower defense game.
Yeah, it's like tower defense MOBA action game, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually a really good time. I suggest everyone gives it a shot. Great game.
So there's a code in chat, and any that listen later or watch the YouTube later, you lost out.
Yep.
You just missed out on that. I can see it sitting in chat right now. No, Blue Steel, it's a fucking PC game.
PC.
Yes. Yeah. PC.
PC.
All right. And to finish off, very good driver's comment. Oh, and thank you for educating us all on the evils of pinball, which was the California ban on pinball. Just a few things to ponder. So thank you for all of those comments. Very good driver. That was a lot of feedback from one person. That's probably beyond the limit that we will accept in the future per person.
Yeah.
But if you want to submit multiple pieces, that's fine. But not one piece with multiple subparts. Subsection A, Article B, subset 3. Now, all right, and Mary comments. I absolutely love this show so much. Thank you for what you guys do every week. Well,
nice
Mary,
to the point. I like that.
Mary, Why you bugging?
Really?
I don't know what else to say. It seemed like it was a softball, right? It just
Yeah, that's too. It's disappointing.
Mary, Mary, why you bugging? Sorry. All right. And last but not least, Blue Steel comments. After your bold statement that Destiny would not be available for preloading, doesn't it feel great to be wrong? How about setting up a time for the podcast staff and some of the regular party chat people to be hooking up for some Destiny play? Well, part one, at the time that we said that,
It was true.
That was true. Microsoft wanted to lead off on this with their own titles. And I'm happy to be wrong because it's sitting on both of our consoles here waiting for midnight.
Ready to go.
Well, actually, we get fucked on the East Coast. It's waiting for 3 a.m. here.
Yeah, for me, it's midnight. Actually, we'll be up long enough to hopefully level all the way to the max level. And no, I mean,
So you're planning on staying after like
yeah, for like 2-3 days.
Yeah, okay. I just making sure I was clear with when you start at midnight and you're going to finish like 2 days later at midnight.
Right, yeah, not like 12:01. I'm going to be done. No.
Yeah, nice.
No, but I mean, it's good. This is the thing is like I actually was talking about this earlier with some buddies. This is the perfect opportunity for them to do it, and I actually believe the reason that it happened is because it was happening on the PS4. So I think really what ended up happening is it's kind of a decision breaker for me. In fact, it actually came up where when I was originally purchasing the thing, I said, you know what? At least I can get it on the PS4 right away and digitally download it. I'm going to get it there first. That was just something I thought to myself. Like, I'm going to get it on both, but my starter one will be the PS4, and then I'll get it on the Xbox eventually on a disc or whatever. So I'm wondering if there was some pressure there, and they just figured we can't be second out of the gate for a game this big with this much hype behind it. We might as well start it now.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger, yeah. Yep. So I love being wrong when it's stuff that benefits me. It's the best time to be wrong. Yep. Good shit. Yeah.
And as far as part B of that question, I would love to put something together where we can get our the podcast group, because I want to be rolling multiple tunes. I know that I'm going to be playing with Tiff and my buddy Mr. GBMS and probably a couple other people, trying to get Jay in there and at least one squad. Then I want to roll with a second squad, because you know what, you're going to want to level up multiple tunes, and you're going to want to, because each of those are going to be locked to your raid timing. So you're going to get your raid resets on, I think they said Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're going to have a week to do your raid. So you're going to want more than one to be able to roll through all this shit more than once. So I would love to set something up, and I guess Jay and I can look at our own calendars and figure out what nights are best to do something with the podcast community. But we would love to set that up.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to try to do more streaming in general. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is having just a night of Destiny. Like maybe it'll be probably a Wednesday is usually good for me. And just like Derek, I actually have 2 systems that I got to go through. I know I'm an idiot and I bought 2 of them, but I have a large enough group of friends on the PS4 now that are not on the Xbox that I play with regularly. So I've got sort of my LB crew and all those guys on Xbox One, and then I've got some other buddies, Surf and Ytex from the site as well. They play on PS4. So I've got to get a lot of time in with a bunch of different people. So I'll be leveling multiple characters across different systems, and it'll be kind of a pain in the ass, but this is what happens when friends decide to split on their systems. You gotta appease them both.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Let's plan on that.
Yeah, we'll calendar that up on the site.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you have awesome feedback like that. Give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And in site-related news, we have some awesome shit. For those of you that are here on Twitch right now, you see something right down there, like right below me. So over here, I'm hoping I'm going the right way. Am I at the left side of your screen? God, I fucking hope so.
I think you are.
So down here is the follow button, but right over here, what's that right there, Jay?
That is the subscribe button. As of last week, I'm not even sure how much we're supposed to say, but I mean, it's obviously there.
Well, it's there.
Right. It's there. But we finally got partnered with Twitch.
Hey,
Yay!
cheers!
We're Twitch partners. So what that means essentially is you can follow us as normal, but you could also help to subscribe to our channel, which we get a cut, of course, of that, which is a nice way if, because we don't make any money. If you want to donate to help us, it's an easy way to do it. Eventually, what the cool things about that stuff is if we have subscriber dates, we can have subscriber games where only the crew that subscribes is allowed into our channel, or, we can kind of go anywhere with it. We could say it's limited to chat only for our subscribers. Only our subscribers can watch this particular stream. All of our subscribers get cool little emoticons next to their name. So yeah, it's really an awesome thing. We're really excited to actually be partnered with Twitch. And then to go back into Very Good Drivers questions about the generalities of how do you follow Tool to Play, what this really enables us to do is start to bring in channels of other people on Tool to Play that stream all the time. And what that means is we'll have a channel for Tool to Play, the one that you're looking at right now, twitch.tv/Tool to Play. But if LB or Hitman or any of the other guys from Tool to Play that you know that also stream on Twitch, they can be inside of our channel. So it's still their own streams from their own, user interface that they do, but we can sort of wrap everything under Tool to Play's wing so that you can have one place to go where you can see all Tool to Play content. Anytime someone's streaming, if you want to get notified, you'll get it through Tool to Play and it'll let you know that LB or any of these other guys are streaming.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll stream on twitch.tv/Derek Nolan,
right,
which has a much smaller follower base than twitch.tv/Tool to Play. Basically, it's anybody that's on the Xbox sees me come on and says, oh, Derek Nolan's not streaming, whatever. And they go check me out there. But because there's not all these follower things from the Xbox and everything else, that kind of gets lost there. But now I can be like, oh, I'm streaming from the Xbox, and boom, since nobody's on the Tool to Play channel right now, I'm going to showcase myself on here. And then all of a sudden, anybody that follows Tool to Play can now see me streaming as twitch.tv/Derek Nolan. And I can build up my subscriber base there. And that's how you can figure out who on Tool to Play you want to follow, because we're going to be showcasing people that are from the community that are streaming either interesting games, that are great at games, that have something to say, that have a different aspect on things. And we're going to fill this channel. So instead of just being, that couple hours around midnight when Hit's playing and when we do this show, and maybe after this show, sometimes Jay does that stupid smite. Yeah. Besides all that, we're going to be able to fill this channel now all day long. So if I'm sitting at work and I say, oh my God, Bubba's on, he's doing Minecraft. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll send his Minecraft to the fucking Tool to Play stream. And now there's someone else from Tool to Play to fill this channel all day long. So we can definitely bring people to you and give you more content to watch. And maybe it's not the content you want to see, but at least there's going to be something there for you all day long, as opposed to maybe 3 2-hour blocks during the day and every Monday night.
Yeah. So hopefully it brings a lot of us into one area on Twitch and gives us an opportunity to create a revenue stream for Tool to Play to keep things going. Because as you guys know, we just do this for funsies. And I think it's a really awesome thing. I'm really glad we finally got it. And the guys at Twitch have been just really amazing to us. They kind of have seen us, and a couple people in chat have said, you guys don't have very many viewers and you have 0 subscribers. Well, one, we just got our partnership Saturday. So it's been 2 days. And the other part is, which is really nice about Twitch, they saw us as great content, and they believed in us enough to sort of give us the partnership and let us, build our viewership. We've been doing this a long, long time, mostly audio in the podcast world, and we're sort of coming now to the vidcast world, and it's awesome. We're going to get a chance to hopefully build a large community. So
yeah, this is the opposite way that this usually happens with Twitch. So that's why I feel like this is extra special for us, because what happens is usually somebody streams on Twitch, they have a shitload of followers, and then Twitch is like, hey, psst, come here, why don't we partner up? A little bit for you, a little bit for us, yeah. But we didn't have that, but they saw the value in our content, and it's being done the other way around, which is cool. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, we love those guys. All right. Well, I guess on that, Jay, why don't we hop on over into what we're playing? Joel Dude I Rock Albert, what have you been playing this week?
Not too much. I have been playing a little bit more WildStar, but this is as you guys know, Monday Night Football. People have been saying that in chat all day, and I work for a sports company startup out here. So it's pretty busy for us. This is football season. However, I did play a little bit of WildStar, and I have actually been playing some Call of Duty, which is really odd for me to say. I know, it came out of nowhere. It's a great game. It's a game where I hate it enough where I'll play it for 10 minutes, and then I'll just be so angry that I'm actually playing the game that I just stop playing it right away. So it's like 10 minutes of Call of Duty, and then I'm out. And I think the reason I've been playing it is because I'm trying to get in the FPS mode for Destiny. So it's sort of like I just want to get in the feel of shooting people. So that
Maybe you should have done that with
tonight I can do it.
Titanfall.
I have been playing some Titanfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So I've
look at
actually
that.
been
I
mixing
added
it
the
up.
game to your list.
Yeah.
That was well done.
What about you?
Well, I've been playing a shit ton of Diablo 3 because it's
'Cause that's what
there
you
and
do.
it's on the Xbox One now and it's awesome and it has the Reaper Souls expansion, all the enchanting and all that other shit. So that's been awesome. I've been playing a shitload of that with Tiff. I played a game this weekend that is on. It's a ID at Xbox game. Now this is something I cannot fucking recommend enough. It's like $7. It's called Fibbage. It's by the guys that made You Don't Know Jack. So what this is if you ever heard of Balderdash, like the party game where it's got like a definition. It's like, the something something something. The 1928 Olympics. The new sport was blank, and then everybody has to write down their answer. Like, oh, it was this. It was, and you basically put all the answers out there, and you try to guess which one's the real answer. And if you guess the real answer, you get points, or if you guess someone else's lie, they get points. But the way this game works, it supports up to 8 people on the Xbox One. All the questions, it's all done by Cookie Masterson, the same announcer from You Don't Know Jack. Everything happens on the TV, but all the contestants play on your smartphone or on your iPad or on your laptop. So basically, the game starts up, it gives you a little room code, and you log in, you give yourself a name, and all the scoring is there. So we played some 8-player games. We had my parents over one day, played with the kids. It is a super fun party game. I cannot recommend this enough. It's for $8. How can you go wrong? If you're a fan of You Don't Know Jack, or you're a fan of Balderdash, or just you're looking for a great drinking party game, this is totally it. It is well worth your $7 or $8. Definitely worth it. Yeah. And the last thing I played, Dance Central Spotlight. And this was, it's $10. You get 10 songs. It's a different marketing model for Harmonix. And we saw this out at E3. And instead of paying, $50 or $60 and getting this 40 songs on a disc, and you only like 5 or 6 of them, now that, you got your 10 song base, $10, you're in, and then you buy new songs for $2 each. And it's got some UI issues, some things that I'm not a huge fan of, but when you actually do the dancing part, it's the same as all the other games. So if anybody out there that's listening to this show, you want a copy of Dance Central Spotlight, I have a code for this to give away. So this one, you're going to put in the this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. You're going to find episode 290 once it posts on Wednesday. Go in there and say, I want to dance. That's going to be your comment. And I'll pick one of those comments, and someone's got this for absolutely free.
There you go. More free shit.
Yeah. So this episode's full of free shit, right?
It is. Yeah.
That's how we do it. Oh, all right, Jay. Well, on that, why don't we jump on over into the new releases? First new release out this week is a multi-platform release, and it is Destiny. And this is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 360, and the PS3. This is the long-awaited MMO FPS from Bungie, and I know that we've all been waiting for this forever. We talked about this a million times because we played the alpha, we played the beta, so we're not going to rehash everything here. I'd find it hard to believe that there is someone out there that's listening to this show that did not play either in the alpha or the beta or doesn't know about this game, but it is going to be absolutely spectacular. This is probably the most hyped game of the year, and I guess the only question at this point is whether it's going to live up to the hype. But we've already pre-purchased it with the DLC add-on special deluxe super digital download motherfucking cock smoking ass fucking edition, whatever it's called, and it's preloading all our consoles here, waiting for midnight or 3 a.m. because we get fucked.
Yeah, you guys do get fucked. I mean, yeah, obviously we talk about Destiny pretty much every show. We're big fans of it, and it's kind of become, I guess, a little bit of a joke because for the last, 5-10 shows, it's really been Destiny. And if you guys have been following, obviously we've had the interviews with the Destiny devs, and actually, I'm not sure if I should announce it now, but I might as well. We're going to be doing an interview with one of the raid designers at Bungie, probably sometime in the near future, coming up. So you guys keep checking that out. So yeah, I mean, obviously we're a very Bungie-oriented type of website and community.
That's
and
how we
Destiny,
started.
It's how we started, and Destiny has, for the most part, lived up to a lot of the hype. I was extremely into the demo or in the beta, and I bought it on both systems, so clearly I'm betting on it being good. I've got my money involved. I put the money down and said, okay, I believe in the game. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's a phenomenal game. Oh, and for everyone listening, and Tiff wanted me to, don't forget, Tool to Play does have its community out there in the Bungie world. So if you want to go to Bungie.net, look for us in the groups, the Tool to Play group, I believe, or clan, I think is the way it's pronounced.
I think if you want a short URL, it's 202p.com. That's not Tool to Play. It's just 202p.com/202p Destiny. So capital D in Destiny. And that will take you right
That'll
to
redirect you straight to our clan on Bungie.
Yeah, everything lowercase except for the D in Destiny.
So go over there, sign up. You're going to need to anyway because you're going to want your stats with Destiny, and then you could get into our clan. You could even follow us that way. So, yeah.
It's going to be good shit.
Stuff. Good shit.
Can't wait. Can't wait for a couple
soon.
hours.
Couple more hours.
So soon. All right. Well, the only other new release out this week is also a multi-platform release, and that is NHL 15. And that's out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 360, and the PS3. Jeez, you know, it sounds kind of similar, right?
Yep.
So, Jay, hockey has finally come to current gen consoles, but it's kind of nerfed. So what happened here is the last gen versions of NHL 15 for the 360 and the PS3, they had the full game that you expect, plus the enhancements for everything, basically the year-over-year enhancements they do. But on Xbox One and PS4, they lose out. So what they're getting is basically just enhanced graphics, and it's kind of disappointing. They lose out on the GM connected mode. They lose out on the EA Sports Hockey League mode. They lose out on the Be a Pro mode. So these are things that are in the shittier versions for the shittier consoles, but us current gen people, I was going to say next gen, but this is current gen. So they're making better shit for the last gen people, the people that didn't want to pony up to get up to the big leagues.
Interesting.
And actually online team mode is also absent from the Xbox One and the PS4 versions until some future update to the game. So it's actually kind of disappointing for the first, next gen, current gen hockey game, but this isn't the first time we've seen this. You kind of rush out a title for that first year. Yeah. And right now, at this point, I wouldn't even say this is first year. This is we've almost been to a full year of the cycle. There's really no excuse for this.
Not at this point. And really, some people are talking about it in chat as well, saying it's garbage. I totally 100% agree with you. It's absolutely garbage. And like at this day and age, when you have a corner on the sports market, this is what happens. You're allowed to do this stupid shit with sports games because you're the only guy with the license for all the players. You're the only guy. You're competing with yourself. And it turns out when you compete with yourself, you tend to be lazy and shitty because you're the only game in town. And that really sucks. And I agree. I think really what happened was they probably ran out of time. They figured, hey, we can milk some next gen douchebags out of this. Let's bump up the graphics a couple pixels here and there. Let's
drop this mode. Got to get it in.
There you
go. Burn, done.
It's disappointing, and it doesn't seem to be really surprising either. And I think that's the biggest bummer about it. Is it's like, oh, another shitty NHL game. Oh, another shitty NBA Live game. It's just this is the way it goes in this market. So yeah, it's funny to start with Destiny and lead off with Destiny, and then you hit NHL, and you're like, oh, and then if you want to shit on yourself, you could do that.
Yeah, when I was putting these in the outline, I it was either start strong and finish weak, or start weak and finish strong. I figured this was the better way because then we could kind of piss this into gaming news. But well, I guess on that, Jay, why don't we piss on over into gaming news? First story.
All right, first story. Oculus powered Samsung Gear VR headset, that's a mouthful, coming this year. Samsung and Oculus have partnered up for a mobile virtual reality headset to be used with the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Note 4, the company announced this week. They're calling it the Samsung Gear VR, and it will be available later this year as a Innovator Edition. That's a quote. The Gear VR slots into the Note 4 to use as a screen, so there are no wires or any of those extra hookups to worry about lugging around, which is kind of cool. Otherwise, it functions pretty much the same as its big brother, the Oculus Rift, albeit with a lower level of performance. Obviously, it is on a phone. So expected it to be the same, you're on crack. The field of view on the Gear VR, for instance, is 96 degrees, 4 shy of the actual Rift. If you're wondering why it's called the Innovator Edition, Oculus has a blog post explaining, quote, "It's an early access beta version of the device for developers and enthusiasts rather than a final commercial and consumer product. Content creators can experiment and build totally new experiences while users explore the bleeding edge of mobile VR," which is a word I never thought I'd hear, "as it's being pioneered," unquote, the company writes. So, I mean, it seems like all you're hearing about, this is the thing, all you're hearing about nowadays is VR, but it's still not there. Like, every day I get a new thing about, oh, this, now PlayStation's doing VR and Sony's, all these guys are doing VR. Where the fuck is the VR? Did you ever say to yourself, I want mobile VR?
Yeah,
Weird.
this is like a weird stopgap. I feel like this goes to the dissatisfaction that people have with Oculus now. Oculus does this awesome Kickstarter. People bend over backwards to fucking jump on these dev kits. And then the complaint is, well, they use that money to make themselves attractive for a buyout, which then they got bought out. Facebook gave them shitloads of money. And then they said, okay, well, that was the first dev kit and that's done. But, we're going to do this other thing over here. And now they're doing this third thing. Right. And I think this goes to piss off the original Kickstarter people. But I think this is a dual purpose thing. This is saying, all right, you don't want to spend this huge amount of money to jump in. And granted, because they say this is the Innovator Edition, that allows them to charge more. Because, whenever you're innovating in something, that has a price premium.
It's early access. It's like that you're waiting in line for the iPhone 6. You're that dude who's the first guy there who picks it up. That's where they get the money from. That burst money.
So this is going to cost more than it should, but less than a real Oculus VR dev kit. So now you've brought it down to here. But at the same time, this is going to require this Samsung Galaxy Note 4 phone. So I don't think the timing of this is at all coincidental that tomorrow is the day that we learn about the new iPhones.
Right.
So this is, you're either playing the VR game or you're playing the iPhone game. I'm playing the iPhone game because I don't want any of this bullshit.
Well, I like real quality products when I buy stuff.
Me too. I'm in the ecosystem. I'm in forever. I'm balls deep in the ecosystem. I can't even pull my dick out. It's like a fucking trap. It's like,
yeah. I wake up in the morning. Steve Jobs smacks me on the ass, and I go to work. Yeah, he's alive and well in my apartment every day.
I was trying to figure this out. How he's smacking you from the grave, or it's just
Steve
in
Jobs,
your dreams,
bro. He's always around. He's always around.
Yes. So I don't know. I guess it's good for VR.
Yeah,
and it helps bring it more to the mainstream, but even then, how mainstream is it if you're going to go buy this multi-$100 phone and then on top of that, you're going to kick in another couple $100 for this slot to slide your phone into to do VR. And even then, it's not PC powered VR. It's VR powered by a shitty phone.
Well, my whole thing is consumers still haven't said with their wallets if we want VR. Like, first, let's get the regular VR out on the market. Where the fuck is VR? Like you said, they did the Kickstarter, they got it out, the demo's there. They've been doing this shit for, it seems like years and years. Where is the VR in the first place for me to even say to myself, oh, I love VR so much that I need to have it on my phone? I don't think I'm at that point yet. So to me, it's like, yeah, it's another cool demo. And I'm really kind of getting sick of demos. I want to see the actual product.
Yeah, it's like nonstop selling people proof of concept beta stuff.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
All right. On a similarly upsetting note, getting a little fiery, ESPN president says esports are not a sport, and he's not interested. What? Quote, "It is not a sport. It is a competition. Chess is a competition. Checkers is a competition. Mostly, I'm interested in doing real sports," unquote. Those are, of course, the words of ESPN president John Skipper speaking at the Code Media Series New York conference, as reported by Recode. However, ESPN and esports have gotten cozier in the last months. The MLG held Call of Duty tournament at ESPN's X Games in Austin, which was highlighted on ABC and ESPN. ESPN3 streamed Valve's The International Dota 2 tournament online as well, so clearly he's not totally being honest with us. Still, athletes, sports fans, and apparently high-powered executives in the sports space don't necessarily consider esports a sport, and Skipper's remarks point to that barrier. The practical effect it'll have on further inclusions of esports in ESPN lineup is, of course, unclear. Now, I would almost immediately say that what he's saying, what the skipper here is saying, doesn't matter. I mean, I think
he's still the president,
but
though, right?
I understand that, but I want to start off this conversation by saying that it doesn't matter. It's already been proven that the community through Twitch, and even if it's not Twitch, it could be through Hitbox or whatever, does consider it their sport. Whether it's the word sport that we're sort of kind of pulling at little strings here, like who cares? It's a sport, it's a competition, sure. But the bottom line is it's attracting viewers, many millions of viewers. So to just kind of shake your hand and wave it off, I think is being very short-sighted and kind of stupid.
I think he's a total dick, and
Yeah.
he's definitely contradicting himself. So first off, obviously all these deals were made because the president's not involved in every decision that goes down the network. So he's got guys underneath him. Somebody signed the fucking ESPN X Games Call of Duty thing. Somebody else set up the fucking Dota international thing, and those were on TV. And then at some point it's like, why are these video games on TV? This is not a sport. Chess is a competition. Checkers is a competition. Competitions are not sport. But you know what?
Semantics.
This is coming from the same channel, and I am a huge player of this game, but ESPN shows poker. Now, poker, if you're going to argue that a sport has to be athletic and everything else, poker is not an athletic game either. Poker is your chess. Poker is your poker, chess, Hearthstone. Those, even you take Magic, any of these things where it's strategy and thinking game, those are all the same thing. And if they can say those are sports, then you have to completely extend it to everything else.
Absolutely.
I think this guy is he's caught in his old school bubble, and he's like, these are not sports. And he hasn't even really thought about what his network shows, because as long as you keep showing the World Series of Poker on your channel, well, then you're calling that a sport, motherfucker. So fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, if it's down to the wording, then that's why I say that this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the viewerships are there. Everyone else calls it esport. That's the way it is. It's a competition. That's everyone I think can agree with that. But yeah, I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't show, and someone actually pointed out in chat that they have like hot dog eating contests on ESPN. I mean, they clearly don't really have a defined level of their own of what a sport is. And so to come out and then make that definition, but be in a completely gray zone, it doesn't really work. And it just makes him look stupid. And it's a weird thing to come against a growing sort of viewership and outright shit on them. It's to me, like you said, maybe he's old school, whatever, but it's just a bad business move.
This is a potential future huge audience. Like, for all the people that love sports, and there's tons of them, I know equally as many people that hate sports, but they love video games. So now if you can take, this is like a Venn diagram. You have A, you have B, you have their overlap, but if you can have A and B, that's so much better than
more
just
pie.
Yeah.
Everyone wants more. The goal of business, let's simplify it. I have a little bit of pie. I want more pie. This is a way to get all of the pie. Don't separate the two.
Don't fucking throw the bathwater out with the baby, motherfucker.
Exactly. And
Skip to the loo, John Skipper. Fuck you.
Take one look out into Korea. Take one look out there, and you see what they're televising. Now, I'm not saying it'll get to that level in the U.S. It may not. But the point being is, it is at that level in other countries. They do have it on their normal broadcasting channels on a daily basis, showing these tournaments. So you know that it's possible, and I would even say at this point, probable. So yeah, I guess a big fuck you. I think that's how we're ending this. And fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Steve Ashty is saying in chat. I love how you guys lay it out there and don't sugarcoat anything. This guy would make more money showing video games than World Series of Poker. And it's so true. First off, we never sugarcoat anything. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we piss on sugar.
Yes. But it's so true. Like this guy, he's just not thinking. He's too old school.
Not too old to play. All right, so the next one. Hearthstone expansion is coming soon, of course, in Blizzard's fashion. Soon, TM, I should. On the iPhone, and along with the iPhone and Android versions coming by the end of the year via joystick. Eric Dodds, the lead designer of Blizzard's digital card game and, of course, spare time killer, Hearthstone, told Joystick that an expansion for the game will be coming soon. The expansion will add new cards and lots of them, more than 100, actually. Unfortunately for those who enjoy taking on the hordes of undead in Curse of Naxxramas, the expansion will not feature additional single-player content. Dodds clarified that Naxxramas is an adventure, quote-unquote, while what's coming is an expansion. I think that's probably a good thing to clarify.
Yeah.
Still, don't rule out more adventures in the future. Dodd said that while Hearthstone is primarily a PvP game, player versus player, the single player content allows the game designers to steer players into trying new classes and strategies, which I think is a great thing with a game like Hearthstone. If you've never played card games like this, you kind of need to be led into the game. So it's a good move. The goal is that players will take those strategies, of course, into the multiplayer arena, but even if they don't, it provides an avenue where players can think differently than they're used to. So as for those iPhone and Android versions, they are, quote, still in progress, Dodds told Joystick, but they should be ready to ride by the end of the year. So what are your thoughts about this? I played a lot of Hearthstone in the beta, and I completely gave up on it. Not for any reason that I hated it, but I know a lot of people that are just addicted to it, and they're always waiting for, like, they want new cards. They want it, like, so is this a big deal to you?
I'm a huge fan of this. Like, for the longest time, I shit on every card game. I made it through college without ever being like a Magic the Gathering dork. I never did any of this shit.
No,
It wasn't until Blizzard was like, hey, you know what? These card games are okay. You can try ours. And then I finally tried Hearthstone, and you know what? It is an awesome time killer. I can bust out a little bit at lunchtime at work, right at my fucking desk. I can be sitting around at night watching TV and play it on the PC in front of me. It doesn't require all of your input and all of your attention. That said, if you put in all your input and attention to it, it is a amazingly complex game. It is the equivalent of chess, and but if in chess you only started with half of your pieces and they were randomly selected, so
right.
It is really a complex game. I'm a big fan of this. I enjoyed the Naxxramas expansions. I played through that entire thing. All of the bosses are down. I did all the class challenges, with the exception of the very last one, which I think is a Paladin class. It's almost impossible, but played through the whole expansion, and that did get me playing classes I hadn't played, which is exactly what he's saying here. And then I ended up building out some decks for that class, and now that's all I play exclusively in PvP, and it's a class I had never played before. So I played through just to get the cards, but I didn't play it regularly as like my, hey, let's go head to head, motherfucker. I'm going in with my healer. But that's what I do now. I go with the priest, and I fucking kick ass, and I never would have done that otherwise. So I think this is great news. I think any content coming to Hearthstone is great. This is the ultimate example of how you do free to play. They literally give this game out free. They make it appealing to you. You can either earn your card packs or you can buy them. They came out with this awesome expansion, and if you're enjoying the game and you want to throw them some money and get this expansion, well, you feel like you got your money's worth. And Tiff and I both bought the expansion. So,
and it's an ecosystem game. This is why I love what Blizzard does. The idea with Hearthstone isn't really get you to play Hearthstone. I mean, it is, and in fact, there's an esport form around Hearthstone. Well, but it also gets you into Blizzard. It gets you into the characters, the lore, all the stuff that you're used to. Or if you maybe left, it's a way to sort of connect yourself with that world that you left so long ago. So
you reminisce all the card names. They're all the spells that you know. And meanwhile, Tiff never played World of Warcraft. Now she's like, this blessing or that. And hearing her say it is entirely different.
Weird, right?
Yeah, I know. It's totally weird. Like, Last Stand. Like, oh, I'm playing Last Stand. You're playing Last Stand right now. So it's good shit. And Blizzard. When this was first announced at PAX East, I guess that would have been 2013. Yeah. And I remember we went to the show floor. It was all covered up. They did their big announcement there, and I was like, Blizzard's doing a fucking card game? What the fuck? I couldn't have been more wrong. And I'm not someone that admits I'm wrong often, but I was wrong. Blizzard did right with this, and I'm really happy with the way it's going. Yep. All right,
let's move on to the next one. EA's anti-piracy efforts douse Sims 4 in a thick pixel coating. I actually love this one. I'm not a huge fan of Sims, and even more so EA in general, but this is a good way to fuck people over. And if anyone knows how to fuck people over, it's EA. So they're just getting great at it at this point. So thanks to a hidden anti-piracy measure, those who pirate The Sims 4 find themselves staring at a pixelated mess instead of colors, visual life simulations. And this report comes from Player Attack. The blurring appears harmless at first, and if you've ever played Sims before, you know that if you step into a shower or disrobe or get naked in the game, basically, you'll get those little pixels around your naughty bits, right? That's how they cover the naughty bits, which is great. Normally, when you put some clothes back on, those things disappear. You get those pixels, they go away, and you start playing the game as normal for the next 15 hours. But through EA's anti-piracy measures, they've kind of snuck in what I think is probably the greatest anti-piracy measure of all. What ends up happening is you leave the shower, your naughty bits are all blurred, but when you put your clothes back on, those naughty blurs stay. In fact, those naughty blurs grow and grow and grow until eventually your entire screen is covered in a pixelated, messy swirl of jizz. Let's call it jizz. Pixel jizz. You get a pixel jizz all over your screen. You can no longer see the game, and you're pretty much SOL at that point. So the discovery of EA's clever anti-piracy strategies has not gone unnoticed by pirates, many of whom have taken to the game's official forums, which I think is ballsy and awesome. It's awesome to complain about their broken copy of the game. So you're so fucking retarded that you steal the game and then the game doesn't work. And so what you feel is like, maybe I should get some help from the official forums to let them essentially know that I have stolen this game and I would like you to tell me how to fix it. So despite the complaints, EA tells Joystick that they of course have no plans to aid those players until to enjoy their pirated copy of The Sims 4. Instead, the publisher urges those affected players to purchase a copy of. So, like I said, EA is masterful at being dicks. And this is just a great way. I mean, this is one of the best ways I've seen them.
That is so fucked up. It's creative. Whereas, let's say you were playing the game and you wouldn't notice that you were balls deep in this anti-piracy shit. Maybe not for hours and hours in the game. The very first time you finally go take a shower or disrobe in the game, you get your little bloop right in your junk. There's your pixels. And you're like, I'm showering. You get out of the shower. And then all of a sudden they're still there. And then you start to walk a little bit and it grows. And you walk a little bit more and it grows. And then it's fucking nuts. It is. I think the fucked up part though, is that these people that pirated the game then go and complain in tech support. Like, my game's broken. Yeah, no shit. It's our anti-piracy measure. Oh, are you going to fix it? Like, who does that?
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, for everything that EA does, and we give them so much shit, like I said, they're awesome at being dicks, and this is probably one of the best anti-piracy things I've ever seen. Now, I'm sure, I would almost guarantee it, at some point, the hackers and all of them will probably find a way to get rid of the blur on their own, but it's even more funny to have them run to EA and say, why is my game broken? Will you guys fix it for me? So, yeah, I mean, I love it. It's a great idea, and it really, for EA, is top-notch. That's, like, above the board for them, so.
Yes.
Yeah, so, what do you think about the story?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, why don't we hop on over to the mailbag and voicemails? Altius asks, originally, Microsoft had announced that digital pre-order and preload would start with first-party Forza Horizon and behemoth FIFA 15, but changed that tune last week and made Destiny the first to Xbox One with this feature. What do you two think caused this huge change?
Well, of course, I've said it at the top of the show. And
yeah, we did kind of start to graze into this.
What I believe is the reason, which is what I said before, is that Sony was already doing it. And for one company to say the game of the year, the game that everyone's essentially going to buy, hype or no hype, they're going to buy it, is going to be digitally released, and you're going to be able to pre-download it and then have Xbox be like, well, we don't have that feature. That could be a real deal breaker for a lot of people. Because I think a lot of people have, in fact, waited for their next-gen system for Destiny, or at least I've seen it even on our own boards. They're already getting ready or gearing up because now they know that they can buy the 360 version and get the upgrade for free. Yeah. So really, there's no barrier to entry there, and I think it's really important for Microsoft at this point to just say, we've got to be step for step with Sony. If we're not step for step, we're already a little bit behind. If we're not step for step, we're going to get fucked over. So really, I think this entire decision was motivated by, well, money and making sure that they keep more people in their ecosystem. And it worked for me. I had a pre-order already for the PS4. I was going to buy the Xbox version later, found out about this, and because it's my ecosystem of choice, in fact, I pre-ordered and downloaded the Xbox game first, and sort of pushed the Sony PS4 version aside. So it actually worked in their favor. It would have been money they may have received later or not at all. Now they get it right away. So that's my take on the whole thing.
No, I'm a huge fan of this. I still think that Microsoft right now differentiates what country you're in and when you get to actually play the game that you pre-downloaded. But I think they need a little more granularity within the United States and to do it per time zone, because having the East Coast people always wait till 3 a.m. is not really a fair comparison when someone could go to a store and pick something up at midnight. So that part's still a little sucky here, but the fact that I can wake up in the morning, because I'm not going to stay up till 3 in the morning, but the fact that I can wake up in the morning and the game, I know the game's already on both of our Xbox Ones here. It's just waiting to be played. So I know come first thing in the morning, it's playable and we're good to go.
Yeah, I do think it is weird. I have to agree with you 100%. I do think it's weird that you got to wait till 3 when if you want to, you can go to the store and actually play at midnight while you got to drive home and all that other shit.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
But at 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock, yeah, right? Yeah. So it does suck. I mean, I was hoping that they would have something in place to check your system and let you
It's
play
not like you can't geolocate an IP.
Yeah,
and
like they know where you are.
Yeah.
They know where your credit card's from. They know all that shit about you. And really, what would be the harm anyway if you played a couple hours early? Probably not much. So I think that's the only bad deal. But in terms of the question, this is really a no-brainer for Microsoft. And I honestly would have think it would have put them in an extremely bad position had they said no digital download.
No,
it's great. It means it's out of the box. It's out of the bag. Now we all get to expect
everything can do
right?
Yes.
We're like, if I don't have it preloaded, fuck you. There's something wrong.
And this also, this is the can of worms too, because people were saying, well, when I download digital games, I don't get the pre-order bonus. Well, you know what? Now there can be pre-order bonuses for downloading the digital version, and you can fucking, give me my extra hat or my extra fake gun skin or whatever you're going to give me for pre-ordering a game. Now I can do it digitally and I never need any discs. I don't buy discs. I'm done discs. This is a discless generation, not dickless, discless. But,
a bit of both. But yeah.
This is so good. So awesome. I am so glad that this is finally here. And this is what we've been waiting for all along. Yeah, I actually thought we were going to launch this way. And then when we didn't, I was a little disappointed, but
I'll see you guys tonight at 12:01. I mean, I'm ready to go. So maybe I'll even stream. I don't know. I'll probably be like, on the mic, like, oh God, kill me.
It's midnight. I'm getting up in like 5 hours.
Destiny is amazing. Yeah, because being an old guy means I actually have to do shit in the morning. But I will probably pop on for a while, play for a little bit, and then take some time. I'm hoping to take some time off this week to actually play some games during the day. So yeah, awesome question, but motivated by money, which I think is probably 9 times out of 10 the thing you're going to hear when these companies make switches like this. But it's a great thing. It's good shit. No one can complain.
Yeah. Selden thanks us in the chat. He thinks that it was us talking about this that drove this feature, and I don't find that unbelievable either. I think that's a perfectly legit reason that this could have happened as well. Hey, who knows? No one can say unless Major Nelson comes out and says it was not us. I'm going to think it was.
Yeah, let's stick with it is us until it's actually confirmed that it is not us.
Yeah, that's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Awesome. Well, great question, Altius. And if any of you have an awesome fucking question, you want to drop like a bomb on us, call us 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Also, comment in this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors! Remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help support Still Got Game. GoDaddy, starting less than $5 a month. Web hosting from GoDaddy.com includes 99% uptime, 24/7 support, and free access to the GoDaddy hosting connection. That's the place to quickly install over 50 applications like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, EarOS, Commerce, and more. Go to toolplay.com/GoDaddy for great deals and new.com. That's what happens when you roll fast.
Wow.
Go to toolplay.com/GoDaddy for great deals on new.com. Registrations and renewals starting at just $1.99. Some restrictions apply. See site for details. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com. Now, on the flip side, we hate GoDaddy. They don't pay us shit. We've never got any money from them. So if you want to sponsor us, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. Tell us what you're selling. We'll tell you you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. All right, Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related is at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the fucking internet, got of everything that's fucking holy, at twitter.com/Derek Nolan. Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/tool2play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/
We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool2play. Go there, subscribe. You'll be instantly notified of all of our content. You'll get a little email. Oh, Tool2Play just posted this thing. New episode still got games up. Oh, this other video's up. Oh, quick hits that you used to do and may or may not do in the future's up. It doesn't matter. All of our YouTube content will be instantly pushed to you. You'll be notified. There it is. We also have an app. Speaking of notifications, go to the iTunes App Store or your communist Android store, wherever that is. Google Play, Google Suck, Amazon App Store, fake thing, viruses, whatever, or the iTunes App Store, perfectly secure. Go download the Tool2Play app. It's absolutely free. And once you download the Tool2Play app, you will get instant notification of all of our video content. There it is. Boom. There's a new episode. Boom. Go check it out. You will also get all of the content from the Tool2Play homepage, all pushed to one place, all in one handy little package. And this is only the first iteration. It's only going to get better and better and better. So download it. Absolutely free. Give us your feedback because we want to take your comments and make that app better. Also, speaking of the app and iTunes App Store, please rate and review this podcast in iTunes. What we need are 5-star reviews and some sort of comment. Now, we did hear tonight from Dead Jello C that there may have been some issues for him. Maybe he's been banned from the App Store for not commenting positively on us. Who knows? But please go there and at least try to give us a 5-star review. Try to write something nice about us because it will really help our position in iTunes. And we kind of need that right now since this is the third iteration of this podcast and they're all fresh feeds in iTunes. And this one needs your 5-star reviews. Even if you've rated us in the past when we were Tool Type Radio, even if you rated us in the past when we were Gaming Under the Influence, we need your new review as Still Got Game. And we can't do it without you. So please go there and do that up. Last but not least, we have this thing that you're watching right now, live audience, twitch.tv/tool2play. This is our Twitch TV channel. This is where all of the Tool2Play live content happens, whether it's shows like Still Got Game, whether it's people streaming games, whether it's any of our Tool2Play personalities streaming whatever game, it doesn't matter. So you go to twitch.tv/tool2play. We have a little follow button over here. You can follow us. Or you know what's even better? We have the subscribe button right here. And if you click that subscribe button, you can kick a little bit back to us. Tell us that you appreciate the show. Tell us you appreciate the content that Tool2Play gives you for free over and over and over. And there will be, we are telling you right now, in the future, you will get bonuses as a subscriber. We're not just going to be like, oh, thanks for the money. There's going to be some incentives that we provide. And it's going to start with something simple like extra emoticons. And then there's going to be private game sessions. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff to take care of our subs. Right, Jay?
Yeah, of course, even our giveaways, now that we finally have an avenue to have our giveaways mean something, of course, giveaways will most likely be led to the subscribers before everybody else, because that's the only fair way to do things. And so we have a lot of this cool stuff. And of course, we have a couple interviews coming up with hopefully Bungie for the raid team and talking to them. And that's really the stuff that we want to laser focus on the people that sub. So please sub if you have the money to spare. If not, no big deal. Go over to totalplay.com. Check us out. Become a part of the community. High five us on a daily basis. We're always going to be around on Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc. So, yeah.
Most definitely. I guess last but not least, before we wrap up, I want to remind you all to join us each and every Monday night here, twitch.tv/tool2play, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Still Got Game. This is where it's at. Twitch.tv/tool2play. Go there. Join us each and every Monday night. And on that, Jay, why don't we wrap this fantastic episode up? We did pretty well without Hit, but not quite good. I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And of course, I am Joel Dude. I rock.
Mary, Mary, why you bugging? Mary, Mary, woo! I need you hugging. Wow, it's hot under these lights here tonight. Wow.
Feel the love.
Feel it. Feel it. Feel the vibration. It's such a good vibration. It's such a...
It's terrible.
Your dance is sick.
It's terrible.
That was a sick dance. I love that shit.